Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today, especially my new viewers and new subscribers. Thank you so much for your kindness, your generosity, your support of my channel. It's truly been amazing. I'll never take that for granted. I left the rat race in December of 2018 for good. I can say right now on record that I would never return to the hamster wheel. I came to the Philippines in search of a new life. I found it. I want to share with you my boots on the ground experiences. Yeah, I'm here in the Philippines. I'm not in Houston, Texas. I'm not down in Florida somewhere telling y'all about the Philippines. I'm right here. That's why I say that. I can only do that one way, by giving you the nitty gritty. This is exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I'm never going to sugarcoat that. It's not going to start today. The subject of my vlog is avoidable accidents and trouble here in the Philippines. You know, as foreigners and locals, man, we find ourselves with problems over here that are easily avoidable. But for some reason, and I'm going to tell you really why, so I'm not going to say for some reason, because there's a common thread in all this stuff I'm going to talk about, and it's because we're in too much of a hurry. If we just take our time, think it all the way through, a lot of this stuff could be avoided. I got this idea. I was riding my bike this morning in Center Mall, one of my most favorite places in the Philippines, certainly in Negros Occidental, and because it's beautiful. It's wide open, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and I witnessed one of the most serious accidents that I've ever seen probably in my life. And it got me to thinking, man, was this avoidable? There was nobody there. There was nobody on the street. Me and the two people involved. They come up to a four-way intersection. They both barreling through the intersection. And they crash into each other. And I'm thinking, man, that was so avoidable. Now they're fighting for their lives in the hospital. It was real serious, man. People start gathering and people were wailing, crying. It was bad. I didn't get real close because I don't like seeing that stuff. But that's why I don't drive over here. The only thing close to driving is my bike, and I've had some close calls here, man. People are in a hurry here, man. I don't know what they're thinking. But these guys, here it happened at 7 o'clock this morning on a Sunday. Nobody else around. And they crash into each other, man. Think about that. Just here in the last month and a half, my girlfriend has had 3 friends involved in serious accidents. One died. One is in Bacolod now in the hospital in serious condition. And one was fortunate enough to survive, but it was a serious accident. So all of a sudden now, it's like rearing its ugly head. But these accidents are very avoidable. One thing they all had in common, they're speeding. They're in a hurry. Take your time when you get behind the wheel. Where are you going to? You can't go nowhere. It's a pandemic. It's a lockdown. There's nowhere you should be rushing to. But that's where I got the idea from, man. It's real sad. And then once I saw that, the accident was over, man, I'm riding home. It made me angry. I'm like, how avoidable was that? Very avoidable. The second thing I'm going to talk about is immigration, as it pertains to us foreigners when we get over here. Philippines has one of the most liberal, if not the most liberal, visa policies in the whole world, on this planet. There's no reason for us to be overstaying. That's a problem that's very avoidable. Wherever you decide that you're going to settle here in the Philippines, the first thing you should be wondering is, how close am I to the nearest Bureau of Immigration office? So when it's time for me to extend my visa, pay the fees, and get on with my life, I can easily do that. But no, some of us, we just think we're bigger than the rules. We say, oh, well, my 30 days up, you done fell in love, your nose is wide open, and you're just going to bypass extending your visa and paying your fees. That's a no-no, man. It's a big problem. That's big trouble over here that you can easily afford. Easily avoid and afford. It's very cheap. I extend for 2 months at a time. It's about 2,830 pesos. Probably with the exchange rate the way it is right now, it's probably about, I'm just going to say $28 a month, just to extend my visa. And guess what? I can stay here for 3 years, man. There's no reason for you to overstay your visa. Because at some point, you're going to have to leave this country. And you better hope and pray that you have enough money to pay those fees. Are you going to a holding place? Either in jail or one of the places where the Bureau has for you. And then you're going to be blacklisted and deported. Luckily, some of the people now have been saved by this temporary suspension of the order to leave that the Bureau of Immigration has put out. Other than that, your ass would be out. You'd be in big trouble. So that's an easy problem we can avoid. But it's one that many of us find ourselves into when we get over here. So find out where the nearest immigration office is. Go there. Give yourself about a week. You come here on your passport, you get 30 days. Got 3 weeks. Go there and extend. That way, any unforeseen emergencies or events, you got that 1 week buffer. Don't wait till the same day or whatever and for no reason overstay. Every week I get at least one email. Somebody's asking me. I said, man, you got to talk to a lawyer. I don't know because I've never done it. I never plan on overstaying on purpose. Another thing, man, is very, very avoidable. It's these stupid relationships we find ourselves in. I'm going to talk about 3 parts of that. Number one, these online relationships. These third-party relationships. And then dealing with these young men and women over here. These are easily avoidable. Let's talk about the one that seems to always come up here lately. The young men and women. Look. There's not much difference between a 16-year-old and an 18-year-old. Guess what the biggest difference is? The 18-year-old is legal. There's no need for you to be dealing with the 16 and 17-year-old, okay? There's nothing I can tell you if you want the 16 and 17-year-old, okay? There's nothing I can tell you. This is the wrong channel, first of all. But it's very avoidable, man, because you're going to end up getting killed over here or put in jail for a real, real long time. There's no difference between a 16 and 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, except the 18-year-old is legal over here. And if you can't see that difference, then you got a problem, and I can't help you. So be careful with that, man. Come over here, do your investigation, find out that she's legal. If she's not, leave her alone. And if you proceed, then you deserve everything you got coming for you. I'm not preaching to you. I'm just telling you, in the Philippines, man, different rules over here. Now, I don't care that the mother might have set you up with and all that. Yeah, be careful dealing with that. These online relationships, man, look. I had a subscriber. Has already sent the one, well, supposedly the relationship's over, but before he sent the 3 million pesos. There's no reason to do that. That's easily avoidable. Don't send that type of money over here. There's no excuse for it. There's no reason for it. Now the girl don't even come around her family. She done lost lifelong friends and family because now she thinks she's all of that. But that's really avoidable. Guys, there's no reason to send that kind of money, man. That's life-changing money over here. If you just want to help somebody, hey, that's fine. I can't knock you. It's your money. But don't be sending no millions of pesos over here. It's really avoidable. And then, you want to get mad and angry at the girl. No, she didn't send you. She didn't really ask you for the money. You sent it. And there's so many stories like that. I'm not picking on anybody, but it's really easily avoidable. Wait till you even get over here to find out if she's even worth all that money. Even if she's even worth your time. If she's worth you even helping her. I mean, this is stuff, man, all through these problems and accidents. It's one thing, man, we're in too much of a hurry. If we just take our time, think this all the way through and proceed with caution, all this stuff would be avoidable, man. You'd avoid all these problems and headaches and troubles that we have over here. Not just as foreigners, but as locals. You know, and then it's this third party. It's the same thing, though. We get into a rush to find somebody. She fills our heads with all this BS. I love you, and your nose is wide open. Not realizing that just right outside of the camera's view sits her boyfriend or her husband. Now, he may agree to all this up to a certain point, but once you get over here and you start sleeping with his wife and you start dealing with that situation and she starts having feelings for you, man, it can be trouble. It can mean life and death over here. It's just not worth it. It's too many women over here, too many available women, number one, to have to even deal with that. But that's because we want to rush everything. Wait till you get over here, first of all. Get out line. Just wait till you get over here. You see somebody you like. Be respectful. Go up to her and say, hey, my name is Calvin. I think you're a very nice looking woman. I'm from America. I'll be here for a few months or whatever it is. Do you mind if we exchange numbers? If she says no, go to the next one. You're not going to reach 5 before somebody's going to willingly give you their number. It's going to look a whole lot better than what you're getting online. If we take our time, stop being in such of a hurry. Think it all the way through and proceed with caution. Everything I talked about can be avoided. That accident there, man, I was angry today. These people are fighting for their lives now, and I'm like, why? That's the most avoidable accident I've ever seen. And at the same time, one of the most serious, man. So if you're in America, thank you so much for stopping by. I want to take this moment to thank everybody. We're approaching 22,000 subscribers, man. I can't believe it. My goal was 1,000. Almost 4 million views. I mean, it's gone far beyond anything I ever dreamed. I've got to start dreaming bigger than that now. I wanted 1,000 subscribers. I wanted 4,000 watch time hours, man. I'm way beyond that. And I want to thank y'all for it, man. I never take it for granted. But I'm glad that I remembered to thank you today for that, because I was going to do it yesterday and I forgot. But if you're in the bed, I hope you help somebody before you let your head hit the pillow. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break and see somebody in the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. Let me remind you, man, I was the man in the street, hopelessly addicted to alcohol and drugs. Had burned every bridge behind me, but some people saw fit to reach down and help me. That's why I tell y'all this stuff. I don't tell you this. This isn't some cliche, some spiel I'm giving. I'm telling you my story. That's why I put this in here all the time. I just recently started telling you that I was the man in the street that needed help. The guy gave me $2. That's a true story. With tears in my eyes, I asked him, I said, man, how could I ever pay you back? He said, just do it for somebody else. I've been doing it ever since. That was May of 1998. I trust me, man, I'm telling you the truth. If you're in the Philippines, it's about 8:15 in the morning on a Sunday morning. We got the whole rest of the day to find somebody to help here. Intentionally do it. There's millions of people over here need our help. Businesses going out of business. I mean, they're shutting down. These lockdowns and pandemic, nobody has any money. Nobody's working. People need our help, man, because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people. We help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. I wasn't even going to do this video today, but I was compelled to do it when I saw that accident. How avoidable was that? Because later on, I'm going to give you another update on my house. I'm going to do a video every single day until it's finished, till I shut the door and say, hey, then I'll start with the building the wall and then building the guest house, because y'all asked for it, and I'm listening. So take care, stay safe, stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time.